Hi, everyone, and on behalf of Bicycle Lafayette, I'd like to thank you for taking a few moments of your time to view this brief slideshow and participate in our campaign. You know, cycling is an increasingly popular form of transportation, both in the U.S. and in Indiana. So let's go over a few of the Indiana statutes or laws that you should be aware of. Title 9, Article 21, Chapter 11, Section 2 says, "A person riding a bicycle upon a roadway has all the rights and duties under this article that are applicable to a person who drives a vehicle." So what does this mean? Well, it usually surprises most motorists to learn that cyclists have a right to ride on city and county roads along with other vehicular traffic. Bicycles are not allowed on the interstate, though. So what this means for motorists, when you see a cyclist out there or a group of cyclists, know that they are allowed to ride on the road. Secondly, Title 9, Article 21, Chapter 8, Section 37 says, "Notwithstanding other provisions of this article or a local ordinance, a person who drives a vehicle shall do the following: exercise due care to avoid colliding with a pedestrian or a person propelling a human-powered vehicle, giving an audible signal when necessary." You know, motorists should remember that hitting a cyclist is oftentimes deadly or will cause significant life-altering injuries. If you're in a car, you want to remember to exercise care when passing cyclists. Many communities require a 3-foot passing distance between your vehicle and someone on a bike. And even if your community doesn't require it, it's still a great idea to give a cyclist 3 feet. Just remember to give them plenty of space. They may be out there to ride to work or to school, or they're out there for their health and well-being and fitness. But remember, they have the same right to the road you do. Another law in Indiana is Title 9, Chapter 21, Article 11, Section 6, and it says a person riding a bicycle upon a roadway may not ride more than 2 abreast, except on paths or parts of roadways set aside for the exclusive use of bicycles. Now, usually motorists will see cyclists riding 2 abreast and get very upset at the sight of those people on bikes taking up the road, when in reality, cyclists have the right to do this. Most bike clubs, though, will call for the riders in a group to go into a single file if there is a smaller or more complex roadway. Still, if you encounter a group of riders riding 2 abreast, remember that this is legal under Indiana law, and you want to wait until it's safe and legal to pass, and then do so. Moving along with another Indiana law, Title 9, Chapter 21, Article 11, Section 8 says, "A person may not ride a bicycle unless the bicycle is equipped with a bell or other device capable of giving a signal audible for a distance of at least 100 feet. Now, what this means for cyclists is you should have a bell on your bike. Are police officers today going to be scanning your bike as they drive by to see if there's a bell? Most likely not. But it's a good idea if you're a cyclist to have a bell. If you're riding in an area with pedestrians, they will definitely be able to hear that bell. If you're coming up from behind, you definitely want to slow down because you're going to be riding faster than someone running or walking. And give that bell several rings just so they know you're approaching. It's a good, courteous way of letting people know that you're in the area. Title 9, Chapter 21, Article 11, Section 9 says, "A bicycle operated on a highway from 1/2 hour after sunset until 1/2 hour before sunrise must be equipped with the following." Basically, you need a lamp on the front with a white light that's visible for at least 500 feet. And you need a lamp on the rear showing red light that's visible up to 500 feet to the rear. Or you could use a red reflector. Lights are a must when you are on a bike and it's dark out. I see cyclists all the time that just haven't been around a bike club or have never seen a presentation like this, and they don't have any lighting at all. Conversely, I've seen cyclists out on the road where they have lighting, and it just makes them so much more visible for people that are driving. In addition to keeping them on at night, I would recommend just keeping them on in overcast and in the daytime too. Anything you can do to draw attention to yourself on a bike, definitely worthwhile. And on to Title 9, Chapter 21, Article 11, Section 11. It says, "A person who operates a bicycle upon a highway shall observe the regulations and requirements of this article." Now, a lot of cyclists don't want to hear this part, and you'll hear motorists frequently complain about cyclists not doing the right thing. This statute is what really puts us on the same level as motorists. It's a cyclist's responsibility to obey all the traffic laws as well. This comes to stoplights, stop signs, riding two abreast, and having appropriate lighting. You represent everyone on a bike. It's important that you do the right thing, exercise caution, and drive carefully. So this slide goes out to all the motorists here in Indiana. Cyclists ride for many reasons. There's transportation, fun, and fitness. You'll see road cyclists and people that ride off-road. Motorists should learn to have patience. We all know that you're trying to get to work, you're trying to get home, you're running errands, you're picking the kids up. Remember, waiting for a cyclist that's going around a curve or at a stoplight, it's literally going to take you 30 seconds to a minute just to wait on whatever they're doing. Don't endanger yourself or them by doing anything rash. Many communities have a 3-foot passing rule. If you see a cyclist on the edge of the road, slow down and give them 3 feet of clearance. Remember, colliding with a cyclist almost always results in severe, lifelong injuries or death. You're in a 3,000 to 5,000 pound or more vehicle, and someone is on a bicycle that could weigh 15 or 20 pounds. If you brush up against them or barely even touch them, it can cause a crash with significant injuries. Another issue that we've seen today is texting and driving. And that also counts as using social media on your phone when you're driving. Remember, you could hit a cyclist, a pedestrian, or another motorist if you're using your phone while you're driving. The best way to get around this is to put your phone in your glove box or center console and wait till you get to your destination to use your phone again. Remember, groups riding on the road, two abreast, are legal under Indiana law. Group rides are a great time for people to get out and have fun. Remember, as long as they're two abreast, they're under Indiana law. We just want to remind motorists that unnecessary honking, threats, throwing objects, or any other excessive behavior can result in a charge of road rage. Remember, if you see a cyclist or group of cyclists, keep your cool, slow down, and wait until it's safe and legal to pass. And this one goes out to cyclists here in Indiana. Cyclists, you also have the responsibility to do the right thing. Group rides, you need to stay two abreast or in a single file while on the road. I know it's tempting to ride in a big group because when I first started, I was guilty of the same thing. Running stop signs and stoplights, we know it's tough to slow down because you're losing all your kinetic energy. But make sure you do the right thing and stop at stoplights and stop signs and look both ways. Many times cyclists have encountered those driving a vehicle in an irrational manner and have thrown up obscene gestures. Remember, you can incite a much worse situation by doing this. Keep your cool and represent cyclists everywhere by just letting it go. Dangerous riding and weaving through traffic. This is the kind of thing that motorists notice and give a bad reputation to cyclists. Remember, if you're out on the road, do the right thing. Taking the lane is okay also. Remember, you can take the whole lane when necessary. Riding on sidewalks. Now, riding on sidewalks is a pet peeve of mine. You want to check your local, city, and state ordinances. I know in our hometown of Lafayette, Indiana, riding on sidewalks in the business district is illegal. Remember, ride to project a positive reputation for cyclists. If you're doing the right thing, that's one more group of motorists around you that see a cyclist behaving responsibly. At the conclusion of this presentation, you'll see a survey, and it's going to take about 20 minutes to complete. Your answers will help Bicycle Lafayette work with local and state lawmakers to improve road experiences for both motorists and cyclists. You will receive a $10 Starbucks gift card if you complete the survey. Again, thank you from Bicycle Lafayette, and be safe.